here on this beautiful Christmas Eve. Give me a sec here. We'll get this all rolling. Definitely want to go over a few different things. We got a bunch of field improvements we're doing at the outdoor park. We've also got some plans for out there to transition things a little bit. Here we go. Cool. Let me just share this out in a few places. And then we will get started on the official coverage. So one sec here. If you got any questions, feel free to post up. And would love to get your questions, answer them. We're going to go over field improvements at the outdoor, the big game schedule, some Ninja Ball stuff. Again, let me just share this out to a few different places, and then we will get things going. So if you've got questions, post up. Be happy to answer them. So anyway, in 2020, I actually just met up with Iketo and Jordan from DBS. They're both kind of managers here. We were talking about many different things, such as the layout for the location. Also been talking to Brandon Lammy. He helped from the big games. And so I guess let's dive on into this. I'll show you guys what we got here. So we're working on some, I guess not teams, this would just be fields. Improvements. So the 2020 field improvements, we're looking at adjusting some things here. So you can see the map. The red lines show where the net lines where we intend on moving them. So it's hard for me to show you here on this on this actual map. But if you look kind of towards the bottom of the screen, right where it says, you see at the bottom of that picture on the Stalingrad field there, it says here. If you see where those two red lines meet, you can see a very dark black. That's where the net line currently is. And we plan on doing some remodeling. So the current Blackhawk downfield, we're probably going to change the direction the field plays and make that our beach landing field. So we're going to tear out all those helicopters. We're going to remodel some of the boats and whatnot. So that way we can use it for big games, and it makes a cool themed field for the outdoor park. Now, the Blackhawk downfield, as you can see, the size of those two fields are going to be basically expanded to be about the size that the current Blackhawk downfield is. The new Blackhawk downfield will be a little bit larger than it used to be, and it'll have a couple helicopters. One of the things we want to do this year, I don't think I got this on here, let me see, is I got this list of stuff. So, I mean, it's hard for you guys to see the list, I know, but we plan on adding, I'm going to pull this off, we plan on adding a few things. So they'll be the maps themselves. So we got Normandy, the beach landing, where again it'll be landing craft. We've talked about adding, basically naming the boat, so it's easier to tell which one's which, and then adding major props like dugouts, foxholes, military convoys, stuff that it's really easy one-off props that you guys could call those things out and add to the field of play on all those fields. Now, also, when I was talking with Brandon about this, that's where this map kind of came from. We were making it brainstorming. We decided to call it Stalingrad on there, but we may stick with the castle theme. One of the things we want to make sure that we're doing in 2020 is making cool themes and things that people can grab onto. So the castle field, if we stick with castle, we're going to be calling it Camelot. So it goes along with that King Arthur theme. We figure we might make like a fake rock, make a sword that goes into there, so someone's got to come get that sword out. We talked about kind of a pin system that helps hold the sword in place so only a VIP character could get it out, and things like that, because we do want to make numerous different game modes that have cool, clear objectives for those things. So anyway, and then also we realize there's a lot of young kids that come into our park, so we've talked about, by making this Normandy beach landing field, probably a good time for our refs to help educate some kids and talk about the history of, that beach landing and everything. So, hopefully that could be a cool another element that we can help educate people and have a cool theme for the field also. So, a couple other things. Jordan, Iketo, and I were talking about some of our corporate packages and really just the team building element of paintball. And we know we could take things to a whole new level. So a couple things that we've talked about is potentially having a tank build. So we make almost like a Lincoln Log or like Lego type of tank, where there's a plan that we give to the team, and they take those pieces and build the actual tank, or build the prop that we opt to go with. Tank sounds like it'd be pretty cool, and then basically those players could take that tank and have to move it from one location to another. Just different little things that add some team building elements to the packages that we offer that we can potentially incorporate into our big games also. Another thing Jordan brought up that I thought was a really good idea was the game modes. And some people that come to these corporate parties and whatnot, or that want to get introduced to paintball, don't necessarily want to get hit. So one thing that we would be looking at doing is adding a more of a target range, and more of a I'm sure you've seen Keanu Reeves going and shoot one target, shoot another, do the I think it's time trials, I'm not sure what it's called, but incorporating some of that where it's that competitive nature, but people don't have to get shot, so we can hopefully get them a little more comfortable with everything. Sorry, I'm looking around to make sure I can charge my laptop because it looks like my battery's getting low. So if I die on you, I apologize. But some of those things. Now, another thing that Brandon brought up in our brainstorming session for the big games is basically taking and making it to where we can eliminate a little bit of the cross-field firing during big games. So you can see the direction that the word Stalingrad goes and Normandy goes on that map there. So essentially what we would do is build more bunkers that helped block some of those cross-field shots, so that you end up with kind of 3 clear, I'll put this here at my hands here so you can see, but 3 lanes that people can push the left, have an attack there, and potentially break that line of defense where we sometimes get stalemates in our big games. So there's that. Also with the tanks, we do want to incorporate some tanks. We would potentially just build some tanks that teams could carry around. So it would take a couple people to come. We need to update the site more, but the schedule is available there. The first event will be on Saturday, February 15th. I believe last year we had snow, and I think that's about 100 people for the game, 100, 150. I know it's a great turnout for it. But same thing, I do plan on getting the remodel, not the full thing done by then, because weather is not necessarily always our friend. But you can expect new boats, new bunkers, potentially the Blackhawks to be moved, and some of those field remodels to be done. So anyway, that's what we got for the big games and for the field improvements. Let's move on to our next thing here, which is going to be, I guess it's a copy, that's why it's doing this, is our Ninja Ball. So the schedule for Ninja Ball has been released. There were a couple conflicts that we have addressed on the schedule. So our first event is it's got moved a little bit. It's February 22nd. These will all be at the DBS Outdoor Park. We've got tons of stuff going on. Sorry, more going on in the background. But with Ninja Ball, I know one of the things that we're doing is we are working on more prizes for series winners and potentially for event winners also. I don't want to disclose who the companies we're kind of working with, but it is not necessarily the best week to be doing that. We're also working on some affiliate league stuff. So again, series prizes. I would check back on Friday, and on Friday I plan on doing an announcement. I've already got a couple things locked in. Don't quite want to announce them yet, but on Friday we'll do some more announcement on prizes, series prizes, those kinds of things for Ninja Ball. So there's your dates, ninjaball.co, not .com. .co is going to have all that information. We'll have the same flyer. But lots of big stuff planned for this. Webcast stuff. It's going to happen. So anyway, there's what we got for that. My notes here. So this would be teams now. Hey, the one way that we learn is through doing things here at Doodlebug, so you can see we're updating the stuff as we go. We've got we'll go over this first. We've got 4 teams right now through DBS. There's probably more. I'm missing. I'm a chump. I apologize. We've got Seattle Ninjas. So they're going to be around again this year. We're actually meeting with them this Sunday to kind of figure out what events they want to do and whatnot. So we'll be meeting with them. DBS Tournament couldn't find their logo, so we got them over here. Working on getting their program solidified. SDS is going to have some tryouts, as you can see here, on January 19th. It should be at the indoor, unless we move to the outdoor, but that day will probably still be at the indoor. They're looking for more D3, D4, D5 players, 3 practices per month. Although this is the date that they have on their flyer, as with any of these programs, I would suggest getting here more often than not. as it says here, looking for people to practice 3 times a month. So if you're playing nada right now and have been playing 0, then it's going to be difficult to get on a team that requires you to play more. So anyway, let's make sure that you guys are getting out playing with DBS Factory. Some cool stuff going on with them. I'm actually really excited for their program. They do plan on playing in XL Vegas, so that'll be a big step for them. They plan on playing Ninja Ball in D4, so they'll have a D4 squad, and we're also building a D5 squad too. Now, a couple things that go with all this. With these 4 teams and potentially more, I'm really working to kind of expand things at Doodlebug. So if you're someone that wants to play on a team, come out and play. Introduce yourself to myself. Introduce yourself to these other teams over here, to the players on there. Get to know people, because really the step, if you want to get into tournament paintball, come out and play, get to know the community. You have 2 choices. You either build your own team or you get on a team. So what we're working on doing, Dusty and I are kind of working on this, is creating a DBS ambassador or sponsorship program, essentially where you're going to start off, if you're newer here, by essentially getting a monthly membership that'll get you a discount on paintballs, make it much more affordable to come out and play regularly. So do that, show up, come around, be around, show the teams that you're interested, because as they have holes in their rosters, they're going to be looking to these ambassador programs and to monthly members. Teams are looking for people that are committed. That's been one of the big challenges with keeping some of these things together sometimes, committed players. So if you're someone that's committed, show up, get your membership, talk to the teams, right? Talk to me, let me know that you're interested in that, and I can definitely get you connected with like the DBS Factory program. They are very, very interested in having a D5 team, making sure it's solid, and we want to be open arms with that program. So anyway, that's kind of what we got going on with that. So like I said, if you're interested in playing tournament paintball in 2020, let's make sure that you're showing up to the Sunday Fun Day sessions, potentially to Thursdays also. I know some of the SDS guys play on Thursdays. The last little thing I guess I'll go over with you before we go is leagues in 2020. So DBS League Night we're doing with the indoor arena closing. We're doing one last run of indoor League Night. So if you're a member, you get a little bit of a discount on that. If you are not, it's still very affordable at $250. It's 5 weeks that you'll come out for paintball. It happens every other week. Anyway, the details are on doodlebugsports.com for that. I think we have like 18, 19 people signed up already. I don't really have a hard cap for it. My goal with any of these league night sessions is to ensure that players and teams get at least 10 games a week. Typically, it's more like 15. In the past, we've had 20 to 25 people in league night and had no problem doing that, had some downtime on the field and whatnot. So I'm really thinking that if, even with a little bit of expanding the league a little bit, we can definitely still pump those games out because there's downtime between games. So now we can start, really churning people through. I do plan on playing. I did get, it's actually really cool. I got, I don't have it right here, but I got a Spire 280. So Spire 3 280, 280 ball capacity. I played with it on Sunday. It worked great. Definitely, I was concerned about the size of the hopper being bigger. Didn't notice it at all. The thing I did notice is that when I was playing, is that I didn't have to reload as often. There was never a point where I felt, oh man, I'm getting low on paint, I need to reload. I don't know what that was, but it definitely felt great being able to just shoot, never feel low on paint. And again, with League Night, it is hopper ball, so we'll fill your hopper up before the point starts. So there's 280 capacity. Some of the die, I believe the R2 has the expanding top. And some other hoppers do also have that expansion for the top piece. So just be aware of that for League Night if you're doing it. Maybe not a bad investment to get a little bit larger hopper. So anyway, I don't really have a good way to check and see if we have any comments here. So I apologize because we're doing this to YouTube and to Facebook. Let me just check here and see if we can see it here. That's essentially what we've got going on. I am, a lot of you guys saw the video about, this isn't like some terrible thing. Real estate rates, they wanted to increase our rent dramatically. And unfortunately for us, we're in a place, I don't even want to say unfortunate. I actually look at it as a great thing because we're working on potentially building in Snohomish. Got some killer plans for that I've told a few people about, but can't really disclose just because it's top secret and we're not far enough along yet with that. Looked at tons of other locations, and indoor paintball, it is not like said and done, like we said in the video. I just want to make sure whatever we do is killer. It's great for the community. I mean, really, my end goal is to make sure that people have a phenomenal paintball experience. The entertainment market has gotten pretty dang competitive with, I know Trax has been around a long time, places like that, but there's millions of entertainment places around now. And so we're, again, just working on elevating that experience for our customer. We want to make sure that we're leveraging paintball and our customers as a tool to help grow people in the community. So with our staff, we want to be able to use that to teach them great customer service, teach them how to give people the pickle. If you don't know about the pickle, look it up. It's great. You'll hear me and Carlos from Ninja Ball and Ninjas joke about it frequently, but it's not a joke. You should always give people the pickle, give them more than they expect. But, take some people in the community, teach them some real skills that ideally they can use in future careers, potentially here forever. We're not a giant company, so we don't have a super long career path, but we are looking at growing. We're still working on buildings. The outdoor park, you're going to see tons of cool stuff coming up. But anyway, I've ranted long enough. I don't have a good way to check comments, so I'm going to go. But we're working to make sure paintball's going to be killer for you guys in 2020. Lots of stuff at the outdoor park. Lots of stuff going on with indoor. We would really appreciate it if you book a party, if you play paintball at the indoor. Use the time we have left. Let's show people that indoor paintball is where it's at in the Northwest. And, come have fun. Use the facility. We've had it for years, and we just want to really make sure people get the most out of it. So thanks, guys. Hopefully you have a killer Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. Again, I'll check back on Friday, and we're going to do some announcements for Ninja Ball with prizes